Doing all right.
Doing all right, man. You sound like you had better days, man.
No, man, you know how this market is. You got clients pulling you every so which way. So,
Gotcha. You working with a lot of buyers right now?
I'm working a lot of buyers.
I took a good look at it and everything, man. I wanted us to get this deal done, right? Had a lot of interest in it, but I felt you guys were, going to be the people to get the deal done. So after reviewing it and everything.
You need to watch Marquess Branson's video, like seriously, like 15 times. Listen to me. This is groundbreaking, like life-changing stuff when you listen to this guy talk. I'm serious.
What is going on, guys, and welcome to another video. So today I have a special treat for you. I am going to be negotiating live with the buyer's agent over an inspection report that I just received. Firstly, we're going to go through the report. I'm going to show you what it looks like, what it entails, and then I'm going to also kind of let you see what the amendment is, what they're asking for, and then we're going to go ahead and call the agent up and negotiate those items and kind of talk it through and see if we can come to an agreement to help push this deal forward. So if you guys are ready for this type of content, I know you probably haven't seen anything like this live before, so I wanted to give you something a little different, add a little value. If you don't mind, just hit that thumbs up button, give that algorithm a tug, and so we can get some more people to see this video. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to helping you guys out with more stuff in the future. So let's get right into this video. All right, guys, so we're hopped into here to this inspection report. As you can see, you have the property here, which I'm just going to be candid with you guys. This is my property that I'm selling. We got this property under contract for $590,000. It's a rental property that I bought a couple years ago, 2019, for around $400K, and the market has went so crazy for me. I'm going to go ahead and liquidate. So let's see what we have. So the inspection report came in. They have a couple little things. Exposed rebar, here's what they're saying. Negative grading in the back, which, not really a situation. Brick and mortar separation, which is typical with any type of settling that the houses have. Siding and gap connections, same thing. Very minimal stuff. Damaged siding trim. Garage floor damage was observed. The garage floor repairs recommended. I mean, this is what you're going to see in these repair addendums. And with my background with being an investor and buying properties, I understand things that are going to be a hindrance to a deal and things that are not. And so far, what I'm seeing, there's nothing here, right? So look at this. So this is just typical stuff. Creaking floors. So as you see here, this is upstairs in the master bedroom, right as you go into the bathroom. My tenant was using a vacuum cleaner, got a string caught in there, and it really did all this damage right here, but very minimal stuff. That's the only thing that's missing in the carpet. They're saying missing hardware. Should be a metal latch that goes there. Nothing major, right? Nothing that's coming. Shower door collides. Basically, the shower door hits this upper portion, but again, it's not something I'm gonna fix. Damage to the weather stripping. Again, just normal stuff, man. Nothing crazy. Let's look here. Outlet not responding. This is in the outlet on the floors. There's outlets in there, and I've never really had an issue with them. I've never really used them. I haven't lived in the property, so condensation, drain line, and insulation, ducts constricted. So that's minimal. Again, it's not something I'm gonna fix. I mean, we're under contract, and it is a seller's market. I have multiple offers on this property with backup offers pending, so I'm gonna speak to them about that. Hot and cold water orientation, meaning that these are backwards. Basically, the shower head's leaking. Simple fixes that the buyers can do. They're talking about the high PSI, which is pretty typical around here. The water company, that's the way it comes out. So I'm not doing that. Draining pipe leaks. Again, minor things could be fixed with a little bit of tape. I don't have the time to go and do all of this. Rusted gas lines, air gap discharge, the cover's loose, not responding, exposed lines, meaning put some more rocks over the top of it. Wasp nest. Like I said, there's nothing in this report that is actually nothing that I feel like would kill a deal. And they're also asking for $1,500 as far as goes with the painting, because the we couldn't match the paint, directly with the paint that was on there. So when we did some touch-ups, it was a faint little discoloration. They noticed it, so they're asking for that.
Hey Marquez, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing today?
Doing alright.
Doing all right, man. You sound like you had better days, man.
No, man, you know how this market is. You got clients pulling you every so which way, so.
Gotcha. You working with a lot of buyers right now?
I'm working a lot of buyers, trying to get a couple sellers on the line.
Yeah.
These days are the easier work, man. Usually listings are harder, but these days,
Yeah.
they're way easier.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love the listings myself, man. So that's what I try to stick with, and then I try to get them in a home after we've sold theirs, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, I got a lot going on. But tell me, do we have what do you?
Yeah. So
Or?
for sure, yeah. I took a good look at it and everything, man. And I wanted to come back and I wanted to do. I wanted us to get this deal done, right? Had a lot of interest in it, but I felt you guys were, going to be the people to get the deal done. So after reviewing it and everything, it doesn't look like it's anything too crazy. As far as that goes, I know they were asking for $1,500 as far as what they want for the paint and that sort of thing, correct?
Yeah, and how we got to that number, just so you know, and I can text you over what the painter texted me.
Mm-hmm.
But I met with him. And I went through the whole thing, and this is a guy I've worked with, and he's very good on pricing, and that's what he'll paint all the walls in the house for.
Wow. Okay.
And so I didn't, put any penny more than what he told me it was gonna be.
Okay.
Because I mean, you and I, we know that painters. I was expecting like $3,000.
Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, the property was a rental property, man. My tenants, they had kind of done that, so they tried to, paint the property and get it back to where it should be. Didn't necessarily come out the greatest, so I definitely understand where you're coming from, and I definitely want to meet them. As far as the rest of the stuff that's on the repair amendment, we're the lowest in the actual community, so they're getting a great deal on that part. So the rest of it, I'm going to leave up to the buyers to do after closing. But as far as the paint goes, what I will do is instead of the $1,500, I will give them $1,700, which will cover the paint and then go towards some of these other things that they would like to get done. And I think that should be enough to get the deal buttoned up.
Okay, so $1,700 flat, no repairs done.
Correct.
And call it a day is your counter.
Yes.
Okay. I'll get with them and see what they want to do, but I'm hoping we can push this through.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, just get with your clients, let me know, and let's try to work this thing out, and we'll go from there.
Okay, let me ask you a quick question, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So on the HVAC, that was the only thing that they had like more major questions about, because the inspector said it turns on like there's power, but there's no actual like air coming out, and no hot, no cold. So before, I guess, they moved out or whatever, do you know if there was any issue with the HVAC?
Yeah, no, there wasn't any issue. Was it hot or cold in there when you went in? Because I was just in there not too long ago and it was working fine.
Well, the unit was, I think the day was like, I don't know. I mean, these days you don't even have to have HVAC on to know if it's working or whatever. But I mean, for it to be one temperature or the other inside the house. But the inspector, and you should see it on that summary report.
Mm-hmm.
I can send you the full one that I think he wrote a couple other details on there. But when I met with the inspector and the buyer, the inspector was just very clear about, he turned the thermostat on to cold, and he went to every floor, and there was no cold air coming out. He turned it to hot, like to the heat on, and there was no hot air coming out. And then he went to the attic, and he opened up the furnace, like to do his inspection on the furnace part, and he noticed that that it wasn't even, when you turned on the heater, it wasn't even clicking on. like the furnace wasn't turning on. And the AC, the fan outside would turn on, but no cold air was coming out the vents. Or any air for that matter, really. So I don't know if there's so that's what my HVAC was in reference to. I mean, I have an HVAC guy I can have come out and we can get a much better idea. But I do know that was like a big thing for the buyers.
Right. So no, I don't believe there's anything wrong with it. Honestly, because I think we dealt with this one time, like early on during their tenancy, probably like a year or so ago. And I think it has more to do with the thermostat itself than anything at all. But what we can do, let's see. You say you have a good HVAC guy?
Yeah, I got an HVAC guy that I've worked with for 5-6 years, and he usually, looks at stuff for me or whatever, and he can kind of give me an idea of something's going on, and then once we know, we can kind of address it a little bit easier.
Yeah. When do you think you can get him out there to the property?
Let me give him a call right now, and I'll see when he can get out there. Usually he can do within 24 hours for me, but I don't know what his schedule is.
Okay, we're set to go Saturday. Okay, check with him, get back to me. If he's not able to get out there within like tomorrow or something, so we can kind of have some definitive answers, let me know today, because I can try to get somebody out there tomorrow, and then we'll try to see what's going on. But I know it's very minor, if anything. It's not that unit's only 3 years old, so.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what we're on the same page about that. I just want to make sure it wasn't like a major component that went out for whatever stupid reason.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Just get back to me and we'll take it from there.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. So that wasn't on. I didn't see that on this report saying that the stuff wasn't working. So in that regard, we do need to get somebody out there, let them see kind of what's going on. I haven't had any issues with that heating and cooling unit. But the house has been vacant for a couple weeks, so all of the thermostats are Wi-Fi, and they may need to be updated. There may be something going on actually with the actual units as opposed to the entire AC. So that will be minimal as well, but we will see kind of what's going on with that and take it from there. All right, guys, so I just took you through a live negotiation with the buyer's agent over this inspection report. Like I said, I didn't know about the AC wasn't necessarily working. That wasn't on the report. It was just basically some minor things. But if that's the situation, then I'm going to address it. We're going to see kind of what's going on. It should be minuscule. I'll get that paid for, but that may change up the amount that I give them, because if that's the case, then and I have to come out of pocket as far as getting that repaired, then it's probably just be the $1,500 in order to get the deal going. But I'm all right with doing so, and it will also keep this deal pushing forward. Their option period is ending on Saturday the 26th, so we want to go ahead and try to get this done at least tomorrow. Hopefully be able to get in touch with somebody and get that going. Also, another tidbit, the reason I wanted to let him use his HVAC guy instead of my HVAC guy is because then he feels like he has more control, right? He feels like he'll be able to talk to his buyers and they'll trust that situation more than just me sending an HVAC guy out who they don't necessarily work with. Now, they're not working directly with his HVAC guy, but the difference is they're working with him, so they're going to trust what he's saying and that, they have it handled. So I'm going to try to let his guy go out there, talk to them. It'll be minor, minute, and if it's a bigger situation, then we'll deal with that at that point. It may just be another concession. I'm not really going to come out of pocket for anything. I may give them a little bit more concession, meet them in a different place, and they can get that fixed on their own after closing. So again, guys, as always, I appreciate you for watching. Smash the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe, and go ahead and turn your notifications on, because I'm dropping new heat, new fire, new videos, new content to let you inside the world of being an agent. I think you hear, a lot of people going through what they're doing, kind of day in the life stuff, but actually hearing the conversations that are actually happening between clients, between agents, that's the content that I want to bring to you, bring that value so you can feel like you've been in a negotiation yourself. You can feel like what this might sound like for you whenever you do get your license, get on the phones, have deals going, and what to expect that could happen during these deals anytime. So like always, guys, I appreciate you. Stay hustling.